Hello, Packers fans, wherever you may be in the world. It's time for another Pack Attack Cast brought to you from fans for fans. And what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about something that's really not talked about nearly enough right now, especially at this time of year. All right, we're talking about the schedule. We're talking about rookies. We're talking about free agent additions. But what we're really not talking enough about right now, and I think is going to be a real key to the success of the Packers in 2025, I think we're going to have a much more successful year than 2024. I can go on record by saying very strongly, I think the Packers are one of 3 or 4 teams that can make it to the Super Bowl in the NFC. I know a lot of people have them a little lower in their rankings, but I don't think they're factoring in some of the intangibles, including what we're going to talk about today, which is the coaching staff for the Green Bay Packers, which really, when you look at it on paper, look at the production for this coaching staff, there's no reason to believe that it could be an X factor in getting us to the Super Bowl in 2025. A lot of the shine and luster has come off this coaching staff with fans because this staff has been around for the most part for a couple of years, and we haven't seen them get to the Super Bowl. But I think things are coming together this year for a great Super Bowl run. We've got improved players on the field. We've got continuity on our coaching staff. We've got ample opportunities with the schedule to get ahead in the division run early, which I think is going to be huge this year. So there's so many factors helping the Green Bay Packers, but coaching is one thing that a lot of people are not talking about, and people are missing the boat on this coaching staff for 2025. So I'd like to spend a few minutes just to talk about the coaching staff here for the Green Bay Packers and how they can really improve this team on the field with the brain trust that we have that's just reaching maturity. So I do firmly believe that we have a nice combination of players on the field, coaching staff, opportunities to take a lead in the division early this year, which I think is going to be really critical in this division, because I don't think this is going to be a division that has 15, 14 game winners, because the Detroit Lions, the Minnesota Vikings, and the Green Bay Packers all have very challenging schedules in 2025, and I don't expect any team in this division to get more than 12 wins. I think your division winner for the NFC North is going to have 12 wins or less in 2025. So everything is going to be super important on the success of this team in 2025. So let's get down to it. I want to talk about the coaching staff here. I put together a summary of why this coaching staff, I think, could be the difference maker this year. So let's take a look at the coaching staff for your Green Bay Packers. I'm going to share my screen here. I've put this together. This is your all-star coaching staff for 2025. First of all, Matt LaFleur, head coach, and according to my wife, by far the hottest coach in the NFL. I wish that meant more than it did, but he is a good-looking dude. Let's face it. Look at that picture. Recently saw a video with a interview on Up and Adams, and he gets his hair cut every 2 weeks like clockwork, especially in the season. This guy definitely has his grooming on point. Again, all these things don't matter on the field. I just find it very amusing, especially given my wife's appreciation for Matt LaFleur's abilities outside of his brain, if you know what I mean. But let's jump into this right here. Matt LaFleur was named head coach in 2019, 15th head coach of the Green Bay Packers. His 56 regular season wins are tied for second most in the NFL history for a head coach in his first 5 seasons, trailing only George Seifert. Another interesting fact here is Matt LaFleur can beat the record of Don Shula this year for most wins in his first 7 seasons if the Packers win 5 games. So Matt LaFleur historically is up there in success along with George Seifert, Don Shula, some of the truly great coaches in NFL history. Now, the fact that he's been here for 7 years, he's not a shiny new toy for the Green Bay Packers, but let's face it, he is a great head coach. He led the Packers to the playoffs last season for the 4th time in 5 years. Now, this is the 2024 bio. It has not been updated on the website. So it should be the 5th time in 6 years. Tied for number 1 in the NFC over that span. Unless the Eagles fit into this category, then I think it's probably first in the NFC over that span. I would have to check that. Again, this is from his 2024 bio for the Packers. This has not been updated yet. Guiding the team that was the youngest to make the postseason since the 1974 Bills, and he's done that in 2023 and 2024. Both those years, the Packers were the youngest team to make the postseason. So, definitely a quality coach there. Did not lose back-to-back games for his first 49 games, the most in NFL history by a head coach to start his career. Very impressive stat. He doesn't take multiple game losses. That's very important. Finished second in voting for the NFL Coach of the Year in 2021. During his first 10 seasons before becoming to Green Bay, he was part of staffs that helped their teams rank in the top 10 in the league in total points 7 times, was on a staff that helped his offense finish in the top 5 in the league in scoring 3 times, highlighted by the number 1 ranking in 2016 with the Falcons and 2017 with the Rams. So there's no question Matt LaFleur is not an excellent coach. Coaching experience, quarterbacks coach for the Falcons, offensive coordinator for the Rams, offensive coordinator for the Titans, and then he became the Green Bay head coach. My personal rank in the division is number 1 for a coach in the NFC North. I know a lot of people like Kevin O'Connell as number 1, but if I had to pick one coach to lead his team to victory with my life on the line, I would take Matt LaFleur over Kevin O'Connell just because of his proven track record. Everything here shows an amazing coaching ability on multiple levels. Quarterback, offensive coordinator, and head coach, Matt LaFleur has been a successful coach in the NFL, no question about it. Now, there are some coaches I'm not going to get to here. I'm not going to go through every single coach on the Packers staff. I'm trying to highlight the ones that are going to be most impactful for 2025. Obviously, Matt LaFleur is definitely going to be very impactful. Next up, we have the offensive corner, Adam Stenavich. Now, it's important to keep in mind Matt LaFleur calls the plays in the games. Adam Stenavich sometimes will call the plays in the preseason just to give him an opportunity to do that, and I believe he did that last year. But in the games, Matt LaFleur calls the plays on offense. But Adam Stenavich is still involved in helping to develop the game plan on a weekly basis. He's involved in a lot of the coordinating that would fall into the offensive coordinator's role. He's just not calling the plays on Sundays and Mondays and Thursdays. Okay, so let's talk about Adam Stenavich, who I think is a really great offensive coordinator. He was interviewed for several jobs this offseason to be a head coach. I do think he will be a head coach in the next couple of years in the NFL. So this is what we're talking about. This staff has so many coaches that are not just average or good for their position. Adam Stenavich could very easily be an NFL coach right now. He just missed out on a couple coaching jobs. Don't know why, but it could be the fact that he isn't calling plays on Sundays and Saturdays and Thursdays and Monday nights. There's just so many games now for players to play now. All right, so let's talk about Adam Stenavich. Promoted to offensive coordinator in 2022. Joined the Packers in 2019. Same year as Matt LaFleur, so they have a lot of continuity and a great working relationship. And was promoted to offensive line run game coordinator in 2021. Since joining Green Bay Packers staff, he's helped the Packers rank number 1 in NFL over that span in giveaways, in 77. That's the lower number is the best. Number 2 in time of possession. Number 3 in sacks allowed. And number 7 in scoring. Again, this is the 2024 bio, not the 2025 bio, which has not been updated. Spent the first 2 seasons as an assistant offensive line coach for the San Francisco 49ers. So he's got great experience with the offensive line. Helped coach a line that cleared the way for second-year running back Matt Breida to average 5.32 yards per carry in 2018, 4th in the NFL. Good for number 3 in single-season history, minimum 150 attempts. So this Adam Stenavich is a coach that is starting caliber for a team in the future. There's no question Adam Stenavich is not going to be a head coach in the NFL in the next couple years. This is the depth that we have in our coaching staff. My rank in the division, I would put him at number 2. Now, keep in mind that rank for number 2 also factors in that Matt LaFleur is calling the plays on game day. So it's kind of an asterisk there because I think Matt LaFleur is a great game day player, and he's actually acting as the offensive coordinator on game day. But I love Adam Stenavich, very high-quality player, high-quality coach. Next up, we have on the offensive line, Luke Butkus. Tell me this guy does not look like an offensive line coach. This guy has offensive line coach just written on him, just looking at his picture. I mean, this guy looks like a big, tough dude that's going to lead big, tough dudes to the promised land. Luke is very important for this year because we're going to have a lot of competition on the offensive line. We're going to be making a lot of changes at the potential starting positions for the offensive line. So Luke is a key component of this coaching staff. Joined the Packers in 2019. Again, same year as Matt LaFleur, as an assistant offensive line coach before being promoted to offensive line coach in 2022. So he's had the job for 3 years as offensive line coach. Begins his 14th season coaching in the NFL, having previously worked for the Jacksonville Jaguars, Seahawks, and Chicago Bears. Look at that, 14 years of experience in our offensive line coach. That pumps me up. This is a coaching staff that can lead to victory. If you watched some of our previous videos lately, I've really been focusing on how continuity is so important for this Packers team in 2025. You could see it in this coaching staff as well, that continuity is definitely here for this coaching staff. In his first 2 seasons as offensive line coach, again, this is not updated, has helped the Packers tie for number 4 in the NFL over that time in sacks allowed and sacks allowed per pass play, 5.1%. Given the performance this past year, I expect that to be about the same for 2024. Guided the line that ranked number 3 in the league last season, so that'd be 2023, in sacks allowed, including just 12 over the final 9 regular season contests. So this is a highly qualified offensive line coach who's going to be in charge of making some significant changes in the offensive line this year. I feel very comfortable having this coach in charge of the offensive line in 2025. Oh, we got more accolades. 2022 led a line that ranked number 7 in sacks allowed and helped guide Elton Jenkins to his second Pro Bowl selection. In 2020 worked with an offensive line that helped the Packers rank number 1 in offense and scoring, time of possession, tied for second in sacks allowed, and number 3 in yards per play, 6.9. My personal rank in the division for offensive line coaches, I think Butkus is number 1. And yes, I have looked at the other offensive line coaches, and they don't come close to the experience that we have for our offensive line coach. Again, number 1 in the division. Next up, we have Luke Getz. He's a senior assistant / consultant this year. He doesn't have a defined role. He's just a senior assistant. But Luke Getz has a very impressive NFL resume. And to have this guy as an assistant on the coaching staff shows you the true depth that we have. Getz returns to the Packers in a coaching role after being a consultant last season. Originally joined the Packers as an offensive quality coach in 2014. Sorry about that. And we'll go on to coach wide receivers in 2016, 2017, and quarterbacks in 2019 to 2021. So this guy he's coached our wide receivers. He's coached quarterback. He was the passing coordinator in 2021. He went on to be the offensive coordinator for the Bears in 2022 to 2023 and the Raiders in 2024. As you can see, some of these bios have been updated. Some of them have not. So I'm just working off this information. So our senior assistant, Luke Getz, has been an offensive coordinator for 2 teams. Now, you could argue with the Bears and the Raiders, he didn't have the talent to really be successful. So we're going to have to see how that goes for the rest of the season. So Luke Getz is a high-quality special assistant on this coaching staff. Let's take a look at Ryan Haefele, wide receivers coach. Joined the Packers in 2021, offensive quality control coach. Was promoted to assistant offensive line coach in 2022 and promoted to wide receivers coach in 2024. So this is another member of the Packers coaching staff that has success on multiple levels in the NFL right now. So very impressive that Ryan has been on this coaching staff for a number of years, and he enters his 4th season with the Packers after coaching 8 seasons on the collegiate level. So Ryan is going to be very important because he's literally handling the wide receiver room right now, which is packed with talent and is a key to the Packers taking another step in 2025, both with the rookies they brought in and the veteran wide receivers that we have on the team. So all very impressive there. Let's go on to Sean Mannion, He is the quarterbacks coach for the Packers in 2025. He was selected in the 3rd round of the 2015 NFL Draft. Played 4 seasons with the Rams. He played with the Minnesota Vikings and Seattle Seahawks. He saw action in 14 games with 3 starts in his pro career. This is a guy who understands being a starting quarterback, being a backup quarterback. He's been on the staffs or played for some of the truly elite coaches in the league. As he said recently in his press conference, Sean Mannion is a great guy to be in the head of your quarterback room for sure. All right, let's go on to Jeff Haefele, defensive coordinator. Joined the Packers in 2024, served as head coach in Boston College for the last 4 seasons, leading the Eagles to Pro Bowl eligibility in 3 of 4 years. Helped guide the Eagles to number 3 national rankings in pass defense in 2021, as well as the top 30 rankings for total defense. And remember, this was Boston College. They did not have the same athletes that other teams in college football had, and yet Jeff Haefele was very successful on the defensive side of the ball. Has coached 7 seasons in the NFL, serving as defensive back coach for the 49ers and Cleveland Browns, also as assistant defensive back coach and secondary safeties coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Part of the staff to help guide the Browns to number 1 in the league rankings in 2014 for opponent passing rating, opponent completion percentage, and finishing number 2 in the NFL interceptions in 2021. I don't have to tell you how good Jeff Haefele was his first year, and I think he's only going to be better in 2025. So I'm very excited about Jeff Haefele. Everybody knows Jeff Haefele. I'm not going to spend too much time on him. I personally rank him as number 2 in the division for defensive coordinators. So another great player, great coach, to have on this staff. Very impressive. Next up, we have Demarcus Covington, who I am convinced is going to be the guy who unlocks the pass rush for 2025 for the Green Bay Packers. I think we're going to see a significant improvement in defensive line play. He's also the run game coordinator. So this is going to be a very important member of our staff, and I'm very excited about what he brings to the table. Covington enters his 9th NFL season and the first with the Packers after working for the New England Patriots for the last 8 seasons. He worked on multiple roles for the Patriots, first as a coaching assistant, then outside linebacker coach, defensive line coach, defensive coordinator. So Marcus Covington has a depth of knowledge for defense. Even more impressive, he was actually a wide receiver in his college career. So he actually went from wide receiver to being a defensive coach, which is a huge transition. And he was very successful with the Patriots. He didn't have success as the defensive coordinator, but the Patriots really didn't have the tools to be a successful defensive front last year, so I'm not worried about that. But this is a coach. Our defensive line coach has been a defensive coordinator, and he's been a position coach in multiple key areas that will benefit him for this year as our defensive line coach. This is a guy that is pretty fantastic. And I'm very excited about Demarcus Covington. I've seen him in interviews. He's very impressive. And I think this guy, if Jeff Haefele, scrolling back up, gets a coaching job next year, I could easily see Marcus Covington becoming the defensive coordinator next year. He has the expertise and skill there for the job. Next up, really quickly, we've got Ryan Downard, defensive backs coach. Is going to be very impressive, very critical, because we have to figure out what's going on with Jair Alexander. We have lots of new additions to the defensive backfield. Plus, we have players that we want Ryan to have a part of developing. So a lot of key important roles for Ryan here. Promoted to defensive back coach in 2023, serving as safeties coach for 1 season 2022, and assistant defensive back coach for 3 seasons, 2019, to 2021. Again, came on at the same time as Matt LaFleur. Ryan also has a past experience of working with Jeff Haefele in the past as well. So this is a coordinator and coach that could definitely be a key part of our 2025 success. Lots of accolades here. Go ahead and read those on Packers.com. Just trying to finish off this video here. Next up, we have Sean Duggan, linebackers coach. The reason Sean is important is because you could argue that two of the best defensive players that the Packers have are linebackers right now. And our success for this defense is going to have a lot to do with how Sean Duggan can come in as a new coach this year and be a successful linebackers coach and help those new players get to the level they need to be at to help us win games next year. Duggan gets promoted in his second season with Green Bay after working as a defensive assistant. He came to Green Bay after spending previous 4 years at his alma mater, Boston College, working with Jeff Haefele as a linebackers coach before adding defensive coordinator to his duties in 2023. So this is a very high quality linebackers coach. I didn't rank some of these position coaches because I don't think I have the knowledge base to do that. But all of these coaches on this coaching staff are extremely experienced, number one. And number two, we have continuity in the coaching staff. And I've told you several times, continuity is how the Packers are going to have a successful 2025. On that note, we're going to end this video. We'll be back with another video in a couple days. But I just wanted to share my thoughts on the coaching staff right now because a lot of people are talking about the schedule. A lot of people are talking about the players on the field. But this coaching staff is a secret weapon that does not get talked about enough. Green Bay Packers are going to be led by a high-quality coaching staff, hopefully deep into the playoffs and hopefully into the Super Bowl. And we'll see you for another episode very soon. Please give us a like and subscribe as we're trying to grow our channel. And as always, go Pack Go. We'll see you with another video soon.